You are now live. Hey, all you beauty gurus out there. It's Bernie and Courtney.
Hi.
Hi. So my name is Bernie Blanks. I'm a nurse practitioner at Advanced Aesthetics. I do all things beauty that comes out of a needle. I inject Botox, Dysport, Serum, Restylane, Juvederm, Sculptra, you name it. If it comes out of a needle, I do it. And Courtney here does all of the beautiful facial things to make our skin look gorgeous and glowy.
Yep.
And we're here to talk about kind of the basics, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Questions have been submitted throughout the week.
Come closer
So, yes, it's over. So I have some of those written down that you guys turned into us, and we'll go through all that. And you can ask live at the very end.
Right.
Well, during you can ask, and we can save them because I think there's a question box. Actually, I'll put that in the comments. There's a question box right down below where you can ask your questions, and that's where we'll see them.
Okay.
Perfect.
But first, you guys, I'm going to start out and just Courtney said that people wanted to know a little bit about me. So I've worked for 5 years at Advanced Aesthetics. I got hired there right out of nursing school, which I was very, very fortunate to do. And Mary Force, the owner of Advanced Aesthetics, and under the two surgeons, Dr. Hankins and Sohn, I was trained by Mary. And she's been doing this for about 20 years, so I feel like I got the best guru mentor of all time. So she's made me a pretty good injector. And also, you know, we are so busy. I call Advanced Aesthetics the factory. Yeah. I always say to people, see you at the factory, because it's like we just do so much volume. We see so many people, so it's a real numbers game. So we get to do a lot of people, and because we do a lot of people, we learn a lot every day. So that's really good. We're all very experienced and have a lot of expertise under our belts.
A lot of volume coming through there.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So I went into aesthetics because I was an actor my whole life. I was a performer before I became a nurse. And then sort of the last 6 years before when I was performing, I worked for a makeup company called Bare Minerals. Shout out to Bare Minerals. I was their brand ambassador for 6 years on German QVC. And so doing all of that beauty and makeup every day on television, I just wanted to take my beauty expertise kind of to the next level and do it in 3D rather than just painting somebody's face. I wanted to create that face. And so that was the logical progression for me to go from makeup into injecting. And I've so enjoyed it, you know, and I love it when people are in my chair and they go, wow, you're a real artist. And I go, yeah, I think what we do as injectors is like the perfect mixture of medicine and art. So it makes me happy to be able to blend those two sides of my personality as well, because I'm a big fat nerd. I love academia and books and learning and all that, but I'm also an artist. So it worked out perfectly for me to do this job.
Just be around people. You love to do that.
Oh my God, and talk.
Yeah.
I get to talk all day.
I know, me too. That's great. That's why
I never shut up.
It's perfect. I go home and don't talk at all.
Yeah, exactly, right? You come home, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
But at work, it's fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So what else? Let's see. You talk about you for a second.
So I've been at Advanced Aesthetics for 14 years almost. I had just had a baby and I came back part-time. We were at a little house on Jones. Some people might remember the little purple house with like the purple polka dots on there.
That's where I met Mary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I started there, and it was just, Mary was the only injector, and there was a couple estheticians. And then it grew and grew, and people kind of joined in as we went. And I love it. That's been a passion, and we've all kind of taken on different roles. Starting as an esthetician, and now I do marketing, social media, because we kind of grew together. So it's been really, really fun. Yeah,
we're like a big family there. You guys know when you come into the office, it's a great vibe, and everybody loves each other, and we have a good time.
Really fast, ask your questions. There's a little box with a little question mark on it. Ask it right there, because when they go up, we can't see them anymore. So we're first going to talk about Botox, and I've got some questions written down. So we'll go through the questions, and if yours didn't get answered and you put it in the question box, I'll have Bernie go through after and answer that. Okay. Because these are the ones we get the most. So I kind of took all of them and condensed them because they were pretty much the same thing asked different ways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you guys, we're going to try to keep this to 1 hour, because usually when we do these, they get really long because I talk so much. So
yeah, we get out of control.
So Courtney's going to give me that to
There's
tell
a
me to
hand
stop
signal.
talking.
I'll go down here. Nobody can see. Stop.
So you know, okay, so since we're doing back to basics, the questions are like, what is Botox? What is Dysport? What is Serum? And so when we talk about, getting rid of lines on the face, the places that we usually get them are across the forehead between the eyes, these 11s here and around the crow's feet. And the way we treat those is typically with, most people know, Botox. And the reason why people know Botox so well in America is because Botox was the first of the neuromodulators. We call these medicines neuromodulators because they cut off the signal from the neuromuscular junction from the muscle to the brain to tell the muscles to move. So these products are called neuromodulators. So Botox, we like to use across the forehead, between the eyes, and around the crow's feet. It was the first neuromodulator to get the FDA approval for cosmetic use here in the United States. And that was, I think, in 2002, it got FDA approved for cosmetic use. So because it was the first, it became like a brand name, like you use the word Kleenex for tissue paper, right? But everybody uses Botox when they mean a neuromodulator, when there are actually many of them on the market. But the most popular in America is absolutely Botox, and I think it's because it had the advantage of being the first to be FDA approved. Now, there's another one called Dysport, which is very similar to Botox. It does the exact same thing. It is a botulinum toxin type A, and it's like Coke and Pepsi, just two different brands. And then we have another brand that we use at Advanced Aesthetics called Xeomin. And I like to call that, and the makers might get mad at me here, but I like to call that Botox Light, because we feel like,
Diet Botox.
Diet Botox, yeah. Because it works lighter, and instead of using it for 3 areas, we're only gonna use it in 2 areas, but they all 3 work fantastically. Now, what exactly is botulinum toxin? Well, it's made in a lab from the Clostridium bacteria, which is actually the most potent and deadly bacteria known to man. If you would vaporize it and put it in the air, it would kill millions of people around you. So it is a very, very toxic chemical, bacteria. But when they sort of sanitize it in the lab for our uses, then it's very, very safe. And regarding safety, now that I've scared you to death,
let's go to the good part.
Right. So Botox is probably one of the safest medicines known to man. It is the most researched and written about medicine ever. There are so many papers, scholarly papers, peer-reviewed, from scientists, doctors. Every facet of medicine has reviewed Botox and its efficacy and its safety. And what everybody always can agree upon is that it is absolutely super safe. Now, that's not to say...
And the different amounts, right? So the amount it would take to killing millions of people isn't even close to what you're putting into it, right? And the way
that's
it's diluted,
correct.
everything is totally
all of that.
different.
Yeah, absolutely. And it would have to be aerosolized and put into the atmosphere for it to be that deadly.
Okay.
Yeah. But in its original form, the Clostridium bacteria, it was first discovered back in the 1800s by a German scientist, and they called it sausage poisoning.
Because it
and
came
so
from
it's
sauce,
botulism,
right? Yeah.
right? So Clostridium botulinum, and so and what it does is if you get botulism, the first symptom that you're going to have is facial paralysis. And so
which is what we're looking for.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And this doctor back in the 1840s in Germany, when he discovered that, he already started writing in his notebooks and stuff, how could we use this bacteria for medicinal purposes? And he was thinking of people with facial spasms and neck spasms and things. How could we? But I mean, it took almost 200 years to get to that place, but he was already thinking about. He was on it like that.
That's crazy.
Those Germans, they're so smart.
You would know.
Yeah, right. I lived there for 20 years. So anyway, so that's what Botox is. It's a very purified, clinicalized lab, made in a lab form of the Clostridium botulinum bacteria. So, but super duper safe. And of course, that's not to say that there aren't side effects. When you do the Botox, you can get swelling, bruising. Some people get headaches. Some people even say...
And that was a question too about the headaches.
A headache? Yeah.
I get that the same day.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's a little bit just from the needle pokes too.
It is, and it's because you tense up. And it's the muscles get, But not a lot of people, but I hear that often. So... about the headaches. And then even some people, it's even in the literature that some people can get flu-like symptoms, but this is all very, very rare. Yeah.
I have a picture on here for the next question about where you put Botox in the face. So I'm going to pull that picture up so that you can kind of, let's see if we can get it on there.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So if you see the mid arrow going to the middle of the forehead, we definitely put it there because when we raise our eyebrows, that's what causes those horizontal lines across the forehead. So we like to put Botox across the forehead to just clean that area up. And then the arrow going under that's pointing right to the middle of her, between her eyes. That's where we get our little angry 11s, we call them. Those are from frowning or from, if you knit your brow when you think, or you knit your brow when if you're squinting in the sunshine or whatever, then you can get those lines between the eyes. And then we can also do it right up the bridge of the nose. Some people get these little bunny lines from scrunching up their nose. I have them really bad.
I think it's kind of cute, but some people hate them.
Yeah. So you can do it there, and then of course around the crow's feet. Now I will say this: even though we have we have Dysport and we have ZMN, and there's also a new one on the market called Giveaway, which we do not carry at Advanced Aesthetics. Botox is the only neuromodulator that has the FDA indication to use across all three areas that we typically use these products, and that's across the forehead, between the eyes, and around the crow's feet. So I'll repeat that. Botox is the only one with the FDA approval for those three areas. The other products we do use in those areas, but that's considered off-label.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then Gummy Smile. What do you put here?
So yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people, when they smile, and their lips come up way past their gum line, if you just drop a couple of units into this, there's a muscle that runs down the nose here that pulls the lips up. If you drop that right into there, it'll just drop that smile down really well. And that muscle, I should know the name of it. It's there's an acronym for it. It's little lady snore at night or something. It's a levator muscle. Snore. Yeah. The snore. It's a long. I can tell you. I'll find that muscle. I'll find the name of that muscle. I'm jumping out of the picture. But anyway, yeah, that's for the Gummy Smile.
And then also the masseter. So that's actually a question we had too. The question was, can Botox effectively be used for TMJ issues? Oh.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely it can be, and we do it every day, all day. But here's the thing. A paper came out just about a month ago, a new research study saying that, a lot of people want to come in and knock down their masseter muscles, these right here that make this face a little kind of angular. And especially a lot of Asian patients want to knock that muscle down to give their faces more of a heart shape as opposed to a square. And we do that a lot, but this paper just came out recently that said that we really need to cut in half whatever we are injecting into the masseters, because they're finding that people that have been regularly injecting their masseters are losing bone in their jaw. So they're getting bone resorption. Really?
I don't know if I lost bone, but yeah I get it pretty regular.
Really?
I've stopped though, and it's just on this one side now that Mary injected just the other day because of TMJ.
And did she tell you about that study?
She just said we need to do way less.
That's right. Yeah. So that's why we're doing less, because of that study that just came out.
Yeah, but it has saved me. I mean, at night, because I
absolutely
at night,
people who grind. Yeah.
But I was getting it done a lot. I did notice my face slimmed out. I had to get filler here because it just slimmed it down too much.
Right. Yeah.
So there was a lot of atrophy there from the muscle because there's no muscle.
Yeah, and the thing is when that muscle goes, you guys, you might not like it. Well, now the jawline, chin and jaw augmentation is everything right now. I do those all the time now. But if you do get that masseter done, just know that the skin is going to sag because that muscle is holding things up. But but it is good for TMJ, that's for sure.
There's a bunch of questions that came in, so let me go see. Right now we're just taking your Botox questions, and then we'll take filler later. All right.
Okay, the name of that muscle that we have to hit, if we're going to get that Gummy Smile, it's called the levator labii superioris aliqui nasi. See why I can't remember that?
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Little ladies snore all night. That's how we remember it. Little ladies snore all night. Levator labii superioris aliqui nasi. Okay. Whew, that's a big one.
Okay, so there's a question. How much Botox does it take to lift the brows to make you look more awake?
That is a great question. Almost all of the women who come in to me are asking for brow lifts now. Everybody wants that corner, that tail of the brow to come up just a little bit. And you don't want it to go too much because then you're going to look like an angry bird.
Spock.
But, right, yeah. But to do that, it's really, we just inject into the brow itself, because watch when I squeeze my eye shut tight, the corner of my eye goes down. And so you wanna hit those muscles that pull the corner of the eye down to lift that. It literally takes about 4 or 5 units. I just do 3 little pokes into the tail of the brow, and each little poke I probably do a unit or a unit and a half. Yeah,
All right.
It's really, really tiny.
There was actually a few questions with that same thing about lifting the brow, so that is a thing that's happening now.
Oh yeah, everybody wants that. A big open eye.
Oh, this is a good question, and that's on this paper too. I got my first round of Dysport a couple months ago. Love the results, but feel like I'm noticing the 11s coming back just after 2 months. Will Botox last a little longer, and is it okay to switch up between Dysport and Botox?
Okay, so the first question is the Botox and the Dysport are probably going to last about the same. Here's the thing: the indication for Botox from the FDA and the manufacturer is that it's going to last from 3 to 4 months in the face. The indication Dysport is the only neuromodulator on the market that has an indication for 5 months. So the Dysport, if done correctly and in the right doses, you're going to get 4 to 5 months out of it, as opposed to the Botox, which is 3 to 4. Now, what was the other part of the question?
Can you switch between Dysport and Botox?
Absolutely. You can absolutely switch between them. It doesn't matter. I mean, the major ingredient for both of them is botulinum toxin type A, so it works exactly the same, and you can definitely switch between.
Yep, a bunch of people asked that actually. Should you alternate? Should you try?
You don't have to. You don't have to. If you're happy with what Botox is doing for you, then just stick with it. If you're happy with what your Dysport is doing, stick with that. It's not like because they are both have the same medicine in them, switching back and forth is not going to change, because there is a thing that you can create antibodies to these products because they do have accessory proteins on them, so your body can create an antibody. But because Botox and Dysport are both botulinum toxin type A, they have the exact same protein on them, so you're not helping yourself from creating antibodies that way. Yeah, so switching it's not beneficial in some way.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long should you really wait to work out after getting Botox? So this is aftercare. We had aftercare questions.
A lot of aftercare questions.
Yeah, so we'll answer this one, then I'll kind of talk about the other ones that people ask.
Here's the thing, y'all. The literature and everything is gonna tell you, wait 24 hours, don't lay down, do all these kind of things, which I feel like are kind of wives' tailory. As long as as long as you wait a few hours, you can go work out. I mean, just don't bend over. Don't be doing anything that's going to be causing pressure to the face. Just stay upright. And as far as some people say, I just worked a shift at the hospital. Can I go lay down? Of course you can. Just don't face plant. Don't massage your face. Don't, it's common sense. You've just had injections into your face. You don't want to be touching it, manipulating it, or causing any pressure to the face.
Right.
Yeah.
So aftercare is just be careful. Just common sense.
Just common sense. Yeah.
Somebody also asked.
If somebody has a differing opinion and wants to tell me that, please do, and I'm happy to hear it. But
happen or who knows.
Yeah.
And somebody asked a question about a hydrofacial. It was in the comments. I can't find it, so it must have been in the comments. Getting a facial or a hydrofacial before or after a Botox treatment.
This is what I've noticed. Whenever somebody comes and sits down in my chair and they've just had any kind of a facial thing, they bleed more.
Really?
Yeah, and I think
you're stimulating the blood flow.
Absolutely, I think the blood flow, and especially if they've had any heat, like an IPL or anything, they're bleeding all over the place. I do one poke and I'm like, did you just have some kind of facial? And they go, oh yeah, I just had IPL.
Interesting.
And I'm like, so what I'm noticing is what I like to tell people: don't do them on the same day.
Okay.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it more likely to bruise as well because you're bleeding?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because the vessels are wide open. Everything, the circulation is right on top of the face, and I feel like it just makes my job harder to not bruise you.
Very interesting. And definitely don't do a facial after. We don't want to rub.
No, because you're not going to rub and move and manipulate, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What should we know beforehand for first-time Botox injections?
What I love to tell people is that Botox is not a magic wand, and if you have what we call, there's 2 kinds of lines, static and dynamic. And the static line is lines that you have in your face when you're not moving or expressing. So say you have 3 big lines across your forehead and they're very deep when you're not even moving, right? So Botox is not going to get rid of those lines in 1 or 2 treatments. It's going to stop the muscular movement that caused the lines in the first place. That's the first thing you need to know when you're going into an office, so that you have the correct expectations of what this product is going to do for you. It is not going to miraculously get rid of lines if you already have them. It's going to stop the muscular movement that causes the lines. Remember, Botox paralyzes muscle. That's all it does. It paralyzes muscle. It stops the acetylcholine, which is the chemical that tells your muscles to move. It stops it from going to the brain, and then everything shuts down.
So if you've got deep wrinkles, that first time they're probably not going to go away. Correct?
No, it's going to soften it a little bit, but they're still going to stay that crevice, right? Okay. It's going to take probably a year of doing Botox before you see that line start to go away. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like when I started doing this when I was 40. I had 3 deep lines across my forehead, and I had 3 very prominent crow's feet. And I'm 58 now, and it's all gone. So this stuff will definitely erase time off of your face, but not on the first treatment, not even on the first 2 or 3 treatments. You've got to come back, and you have to do it every 3 to 4 months.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And then there's a question on here kind of relating to that. It says I think it means when do you start preventative Botox, or should you?
Mm-hmm. It's a personal choice, you guys. There's no set time for it. I mean, I've injected 19-year-olds who had deep creases in their forehead. It just depends on how much you express.
But you should be seeing that first, right? I mean, you wouldn't inject somebody who just had nothing, right? Like
no.
A 20-year-old with no wrinkles.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I know a lot of people ask about that, and I'm like, I just don't think it's necessary to stop.
That's a good point. Right? Yeah. No. It's only necessary if you're starting to see lines. A lot of people do it prophylactically. Like, I have girls come in and go, well, I'm 30, so I'm here. I'm going to start. And I go, well, move your face around. And they don't have anything going on. And I'm like, oh, you don't really need it. Just keep your money until you need it. Yeah, go get a facial. Yeah, do other things.
Yeah, skincare.
Yeah, skincare. You guys, I'm so into skincare. It's crazy.
Yeah, hand in hand. If you do all the Botox in the world and you have bad skin, it's you're gonna look old.
Yeah, this is what I tell people. It's like I can make your face have less lines. I can give you pretty cheeks and pretty lips, but that doesn't make you look young. What makes you look young is the color, clarity, and texture of your skin, and that's what all of our girls like Courtney do on the other side of our building.
Yeah, we've got a great crew. There's like
amazing.
13 of us, 11, something like that of us, 11 to 13.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, there's a ton. I was trying to count the other day, and I don't even know.
And 9 injectors now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're just growing like
crazy. And everyone's booked.
Yeah, true.
Great.
Yeah, we're busy. It's the factory.
It is the factory, the Botox factory.
I can't believe you can do that.
I know. It's actually getting harder. Maybe I'm just getting older. Okay, this is a good question, and the way that it's asked maybe is a little bit confusing, but at what point do you suggest adding more units if 50 starts to not last as long? Would you bump it up? Would you bump up the units? Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is a really great question, and it's kind of a dilemma sometimes. So here in Nevada, we have this law that it's called single vial usage, and we are required by law to dispense the product to you as it comes to us from the manufacturer, which means Botox comes in a 50-unit vial. So when you buy Botox, you get 50 units. Dysport, on the other hand, comes in a 300-unit vial. So when you buy Dysport, you get 300 units. So if you feel like you're kind of burning through your 50 units of Botox, then it might be time for us to bump you up to the Dysport, simply because there's more of it.
Perfect. That answered that.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see if there's any more Botox questions. And if not, maybe we'll switch to filler. Can you use Botox to make the under eyes look more awake?
Not really, you guys. So, sometimes people will have what we call a jelly roll, which is this like a tiny little bulge under their eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have it?
I do. Just a little.
Just a little bit. Yeah. You do have it. Mm-hmm. And we can put a couple units into that jelly roll, and that'll flatten that out. But as far as the tired under eye, that's probably an issue for a filler or a surgery. Because remember, Botox paralyzes muscle, and so there's not a lot of muscle movement in this under eye area that causes lines. What causes the lines in that what causes that area to look tired is the skin here is about 7 to 9 times thinner than the rest of the skin on the face. And so as we age, we begin to look through that skin and see the vascularity beneath it. That's what causes it to look dark, is we're actually seeing the blood vessels, the arteries, the veins through the skin. It's like looking through a window because that skin is so thin. And as we age, it ages much faster than the rest of the skin on the face too.
So the answer is
no. Yeah. Botox is not going to help that.
Okay, this is a good question. I can't pull it up because it's asked in the comments. It says, any other options for forehead wrinkles other than toxins? Like You can't put filler there, right?
Well, yeah, no, I never do. I mean, some people will do that, but for me, it's way too dangerous.
Okay.
So, guys, don't ever put filler in your forehead. I just wouldn't do it.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, right. And other than doing a neurotoxin, I mean, you could do like a CO2 laser. You could do a clear and brilliant. You can do lots of exfoliating things to keep that skin looking nicer and to help with some lines. But I think Botox is your best bet for deep lines.
Wrinkles, any of those treatments isn't gonna. CO2 might a little bit for wrinkles.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else is just because you're making the movement still, right?
Yeah.
Stop moving
exactly.
your face, maybe.
Yeah, because raising those. I mean, I can't do them because we're both so frozen. But when you raise your eyebrow, that's what causes those lines. So the Botox is going to be the only thing that's going to stop that.
All right, perfect. Well, let's switch to filler.
Okay.
This is a good question, and this might be different case by case, and it kind of will go into filler. Is Botox or filler safe for autoimmune disease? If you have an autoimmune disease.
Okay, this is a really great question. So the autoimmune diseases that make injection contraindicated would be myasthenia gravis. What's the other one? Oh God, I should know this. Hang on, I'll look it up.
Perfect.
There are a couple of autoimmune diseases that if you have them, we don't want it. We shouldn't inject. Myasthenia gravis is one. ALS is another. Anything that's gonna be an autoimmune that's gonna enhance paralysis and stuff like that. We don't want to stick something else into you that's gonna enhance paralysis. So.
Well, it depends on the health of the person too, right?
Yeah.
And
I can't believe I can't remember that right now. I'm having a senior
You
moment.
worked all day. You were
Yeah,
there
exactly.
all day.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, perfect. Let me find another question on here. Do laser facials like IPL cause Botox to wear off faster?
I don't.
Botox, not filler.
Yeah. I don't think so. Because once you inject the Botox, it starts to do its thing like within 24 hours, and it's going to continue doing its thing, and no heat or any application of anything else is going to stop that reaction that the Botox is doing, right? Mm-hmm. It's not, you can't reverse what happens with Botox. This is all so kind of nerdy and clinical, but it mows, kind of like it's like a lawnmower, and it mows off these receptacles that help to send messages to the brain. It like just mows them off, and that happens within 24 hours. And so once that starts to happen, you can't reverse it. It doesn't matter if you get a facial or get anything like that. So that answered that,
yep,
right?
Perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really fast, we're doing a Botox giveaway, and I'll announce a couple times how to do it. So go to and I have a little graphic, and maybe I'll pull it up right now. Let's see if it's saved. This is how to enter it made it too big. Sorry about that. So this is how you enter. You go to our Instagram profile, click on the bio, and there's a little button in there that says Instagram Live. Click on that, fill out it's really quick questionnaire. And when that's filled out, you submit it, and then we can pick a winner from there. And I'm just gonna draw random. So go to our bio, click on that link to enter the giveaway for Botox if you want to win some free Botox. Should we go to filler? There's a couple more Botox questions, and they're good ones too. Sorry, I saw somebody's question on there about an IPL. Does working out make Botox wear off faster?
That's a great question. I find that my really athletic patients, they do burn through stuff more. I just think it's a metabolism thing. I think if your metabolism is on high gear, just in the same way that you burn off your foods and stuff, I think it's going to happen with your Botox and your fillers for sure.
So do you want to be skinny or do you want to have wrinkles?
Exactly. I want to have no wrinkles and be skinny.
Perfect. All right, let's go over to filler now. So where do you put filler in the face? So Botox is mostly for here.
Yeah,
right?
Across the forehead, between the eyes, and around the crow's feet. That's for Botox. And where we put fillers, you guys, is depends on what's going on in that person's face. Now, what's really interesting, the human face is padded and fat. And when we're younger, all of those fat pads are very full. They're like tightly fitting pieces of a puzzle next to each other. But when we start to age, the fat pads get smaller and smaller. The space between them grows. So where the skin was once supported and held up high and tight, the skin sags and just kind of melts down the face. People come into, anybody who's like in their late 30s to 50, they'll come in and say, I feel like my face is just melting.
Yeah,
They say sagging, melting, drooping, all these words to indicate that it's falling down. And it is because of fat loss. So where do we put filler? Anywhere where those fat pads used to live. And the majority of the space is usually the cheekbone, here in front of the ear, the temple. And that's where I like to put my product because I want to use those spaces to pull everything up and back. A lot of women especially come in and they're obsessed with the nasolabial fold, this line here between the nose and the lip. And I just tell them, look, everybody has a nasolabial fold. It's a human characteristic. Right. Don't obsess about that. Don't put your money in there and filling that because it doesn't make you one whit more attractive. Let's get some volume in the cheek. Let's get some volume back here. Let's lift the face. Let's pull it back. Let's make it fuller like it looked like when you were younger. So my favorite places to put filler are definitely the cheek, the temple, and in front of the ear.
Perfect. So we're asking questions
and the
about
lips,
filler.
Of course.
Oh, the lips.
About the lips, yeah.
We're asking questions about filler. So if you have questions, there's a little box at the bottom. It looks like a question mark. Click on that and you can ask a question. I'm going to make that little thing up. Okay. When somebody wants to come in for a filler, how do they know which one to choose?
You might not. And that's where the expertise of your injector comes in. There are always new fillers coming onto the market. Like we just got this new Restylane product a few weeks ago that I'm completely obsessed with, Restylane Contour, and I'm just loving it for the cheek, and it just does amazing things to lift the face. So basically, if you know what area you want to fill, just tell your injector that, and then they will know what to do because the fillers are all very different. They all are meant to do different things, and they all have different strengths and different weaknesses, and they all are, some are big and fluffy and some are, tight and harder. And so it just depends on what area you're working in, and your injector will, have the expertise to tell you what filler to put where.
Perfect. Yeah, it really is you guys. You know which ones are going to be the best
Absolutely.
for what area. So you don't have to know. But we get that question a lot, and really just come in. Your injector will know what's going to be the best for you.
Exactly. And say you came in, like a lot of people, a lot of sort of middle-aged women have areas, below the mouth. Say like, the marionette lines are forming, down the side of the mouth. I'm going to use Restylane Define for that. It's a really nice thick product, but it's very flexible. It can stretch because the mouth is always moving. So whenever you're doing anything around the mouth, you want a product that's very stretchy that will come back to its original shape. You don't want a product that's going to break up, right? Exactly. Yeah. So, every product has its strengths and works in different places of the face best.
The aftercare for filler, how long, let's talk about just lips aftercare.
Okay.
How long will that swelling last?
Right.
Bruising?
So, you guys, we're sticking needles into faces. People will go, I'm not going back to the injector because they bruised me. Well, that's ridiculous because they've put needles in your face. So, of course, you're going to bruise. It's silly to have an expectation that it's not going to. But for the lips for aftercare, ice is your best friend for like 1 to 2 hours after you've had your lip injections. Just dab, just keep them nice and cool. And then also I like to tell people to stay away from sodium because I've seen where people, will go to the movies afterwards and have a thing of popcorn or something, and that, by midnight their lips are,
I did that. And it was huge.
And
it was
painful.
So painful. It was awful.
Yeah. So I've seen that. I've had people go out for sushi afterwards and send me pictures after they've had the soy sauce and their lip.
It looked like a filter. My sisters thought it was a filter.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
It
scared me.
Yeah. It's really bad. So my 2 biggest pieces of advice after lip filler is to use ice and stay away from sodium.
What about massaging? A couple people asked about that.
I don't like for people to massage. Okay. Because I do the massage in the room. When I inject, I always massage out everything first, and then I say, please don't massage. And if you feel any lumps or bumps happening, come back to me and let me do it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's normal, right? Lumps and bumps.
It's not normal. I mean, but it can happen. Yeah, it can happen. Juvederm is one of those products that we like to use in the lip, but unfortunately, it does tend to break up. And when it does that, it causes little pockets.
I know I've like felt it initially, and then it goes away. So is that just swelling then? Probably from cooking. What could that be? Just water.
That could be just a little bruise, a little broken vessel or a little bruise or something in the lip. Yeah.
So immediately just kind of leave it.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody said they did that too with popcorn after fillers.
Really?
Huge ducky lips.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. And it hurt.
It's painful.
Yeah, it hurt really bad. I thought I was ruined. Let's ask another. Let's see what's on here. How long does filler last?
Okay, all of the fillers that we use, the box that they come in from the manufacturer says that they're going to last for a year. Having said that, you might not see it for a year, but now they're showing studies where they've done MRIs or CT scans of people's faces who've had fillers, and they're seeing the filler in the face 10 years after.
So somebody asked that about under eyes, and I had mine done the last time, how many years ago? Years and years, but if I get swollen, that's exactly where it swells.
And look at this.
Yeah,
this is filler from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It went away on this side completely, and this side, it's all still there. It's so weird.
So.
Yeah. You just, guys, this stuff, even though we know what to do with it and we're very experienced, and it's just things happened. And I injected I did this myself. I did both my under eyes. This one is still there perfectly like the day I did it, and all of the filler went out of that side. Why? I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, it's crazy.
In 20 years, I was like, what did you guys do? All these corpses with weird
exactly, with blobs
all over it.
Yeah.
Somebody else asked a question about migration. So filler when it moves, it says how do you get rid of it, and then also why does that happen?
Yeah. So depending upon where you put, these fillers are gels, right? So if you think of a gel, and you think of putting a gel under a muscle or under a fat pad in your face, right? Well, I can put it there, and I can think this looks really fantastic today. But then you go home and you sleep on that every night for the next 3 months, right? And then you come into me and you go, look, the filler on this side is gone and the filler on this side is still here. It's like my eye, right? But if you're sleeping on it, it's just a gel and you're gonna squish it. And also, if you're doing lips, sometimes the product can migrate out of from because the border of the lip sometimes might have fissures in it, and so the product can migrate away. So
do you change product for that technique? How do you prevent that, or it just happens to everybody?
It's not that it happens to everybody, because it doesn't, but some people who come in and I see they've got like lip filler all up in here, and I'm like, holy moly.
And so what do you do?
Yeah, I dissolve it. Yeah.
We do a lot of dissolving.
We do, and I feel like too. It's. I don't want to say. I mean, we do dissolve a lot from other practices.
I was gonna say follow that up with. Yeah. There's a lot. Because a lot of people do it now, so you're gonna have a lot more.
Yeah. I am correcting a lot of stuff from other places, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. But the filler migration is a thing, you guys, and we're
well, you'll see it on people where they get you lose the border and it starts to look like who-ish.
Exactly. Absolutely.
If you have that, it moved.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Yeah.
And then somebody said overfilling definitely leads to migration faster.
Yep.
Good
point.
All right. Now, this is on filler, and this is a really good question. Non-surgical nose job. Thoughts?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because for me, everything is safety first, right? So this area right here, where I'm circling with my fingers right here between the eyes and down to your nose right here, like the middle of your nose, is the most dangerous area for filler that we know of. And it is when people are filling this area that we have the most what we call catastrophic events. A catastrophic event means blindness, stroke, or death. So the next time you want to get your nose done with filler, just remember that this is the area that has the highest number of catastrophic events. So I don't really think it's worth your eyesight or your mobility or your life to fix that bridge of your nose. If you want to fix your nose, get surgery.
Yeah.
I am not messing around with putting filler in people's noses. We do have people who do it,
And they're very, very overly, he'll tell you no most of the time. Jeff will, unless he's very confident with it. But even still, I think the consent's very, specific on what can happen, and you know the risk. Yeah.
Jeff he even went to London and trained with a doctor there on like the safest technique if you are going to do this area. So he feels very confident about it. I didn't go with him to that training. Had I gone, maybe I would feel more confident. But I just don't ever want to be that person who, somebody goes blind in my chair. I can't.
It'd be terrible.
I can't.
And it's instant, right?
And irreversible. It is never reversible.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it, y'all. Just listen, if you don't like your nose, get a nose job.
Plenty of good doctors for that.
Right?
And you don't go blind.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back to lips because there's a lot of questions on that.
Oh, good. I love lips. They're my favorite.
Let's see. Which is less obvious, lip filler or a lip flip, and how are they different?
Wow, these are great questions.
I know.
Yes. So what's going to be less obvious is a lip flip with the Botox because it doesn't really do that much. We everyone in our office, all of the injectors, we've had so many powwows about this very topic.
Yes, I've heard.
Because we've seen, we see all the stuff on the YouTube and the Instagram and blah, blah, blah. And then, we all try to do it and we're like, it doesn't really do anything.
So what is the lip flip? Explain what
it is. So a lip flip is when you do a couple units of Botox into the vermilion border of the lip, hoping to turn the lip up a little bit. And it will turn it up just a tiny bit. But remember, Botox paralyzes muscle, right?
So then when you smile, you're...
Yeah. So I wouldn't ever want to put Botox around my mouth because it's going to change the way you look and talk and everything. Right. I think if you wanna have a nice lip, then do a little bit of filler. We don't have to do all of it. I do all the time just a half of syringe for people. Yeah. And it looks beautiful and elegant. Yep. And I love that.
Which filler is we talked about that already. Which filler is your favorite? You pick depending on the person, right?
Yeah. So if I'm gonna do a cheek enhancement, I'm gonna do contour, Restylane contour. If I'm gonna do down any chin work, I'm going to use Restylane Define. If I'm going to do a jawline and chin augmentation, I'm going to use Restylane Lift. If I'm going to inject the lips, I'm either going to use Juvederm Ultra Plus or Restylane Kiss. And my very favorite thing to inject is not considered, a filler in the typical sense, but it is Sculptra. And we are going to have a Sculptra night one night.
Soon. In a couple weeks.
I'm
we wanted to do that. We get a lot of questions about it. It's amazing.
It's my favorite thing. And I have gazillions of before and afters. And I've already done over 200 cases of it this year. Before I hurt my hand in April, I had already done 150 Sculptras.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The rep told me I do more of it than anyone in the West.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then we'll do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of gnarly to watch. I don't know if we want to do one of those live. I was trying to watch. I was filming myself and watching it, and I was like, I don't feel good.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, it didn't hurt, but it was pretty intense to watch.
Gosh.
All right. So we asked those. We've got some random questions coming in, just random injectable questions.
That's fine.
We'll go to that now.
How are we doing time-wise? Oh, we still got 15.
Yeah, we're good. We'll
great.
do these, and then let's see. I have these written down too. What treatment would you recommend for a slightly droopy eyelid? I guess we talked about that.
Well, if you have a droopy eyelid, is that from a previous Botox injection, or you just have droopy eyelids?
Let's just say no. Yeah.
Yeah. If you just have naturally droopy eyelids, then what I'm going to try to do is lift your brow, and that's what I'm going to do that with that 3-point injection into the tail end of your brow. From the center of your brow to the tail of it, and just try to get that lifted a little bit so that you can get some of that skin coming up. Yeah.
Okay, can you use Botox for neck wrinkles? And I don't know if they mean this or this.
Yeah. So the Botox, so if you've got like necklace lines, the Botox isn't going to do that much for it. And we have to be very careful using Botox in the neck area because of course your breathing apparatus and your swallowing apparatus are right here. And you don't want to do anything that's going to, cause this area to be less functional because you're not gonna be able to breathe or swallow, and that's gonna be super scary for you. So if people tell me, oh, I want these necklace lines injected, I just say no.
Yeah.
There is a thing called platysmal bands, however, that we do inject. These? And can they see you?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna put this down for you.
We're both trying to do it. Amanda just did mine a couple days ago, so I don't even have them anymore.
But these.
If you see these bands right here on the neck, you guys, you can inject these. If your injector can pull them out and hold them, then we can inject them.
Or just don't do that.
Yeah, or just don't do this. Yeah. You
don't make weird faces.
But yeah.
You can inject that,
You
right?
can inject the platysmal bands, but as far as the necklace lines, no.
Okay. Perfect. All right. There was a question about what can you use for butt dimples, cellulite, besides Juvederm Ultra? Would you ever use Juvederm Ultra?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Are you talking about filling cellulite dimples with filler? Is that? Oh, that's probably what they're maybe they mean. Uh-huh. No, I wouldn't ever do that. I mean, there is a new product on the market called Quo, which we do have at our office that is breaks the bands. So what cellulite is there are collagen bands that are pulling the skin down, that's causing that dimpling, and there's a product called Quo that we can inject into that area that's going to break those bands. The only thing is it does cause a lot of bruising, so you're going to want to do that in the winter time. You don't want
a lot of bruising.
Yeah.
It doesn't mess around.
Yeah, it's bruisey, but it does work. I mean, it does get nice results, but you do have that bruising. Yeah. So I wouldn't use anything.
Are we offering that?
Oh, did we take
I
off
don't
the
know.
thing? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we are.
Okay.
I think Linda's done a few. She's had some really good results.
Good.
But bruising, but
Yeah, it's winter, so it's probably a good time.
Yeah.
Is there any skincare? Oh, it couldn't be shared, so maybe the question went away. It said, is there any skincare that you can't use in conjunction with Botox and Dysport? So will anything affect that?
No. Not that I'm going to say no, but I've never heard of anything.
Even chemical peels wouldn't?
No.
That wouldn't go deep enough?
No.
Well, it doesn't change it already did it. Like you said, you can't reverse it, it's done.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, same for filler, it's too deep. Nothing that an esthetician is putting on your face or you're putting on at home is going to touch anything in those deeper layers of skin.
That's exactly right.
Right?
Nailed it.
Oh, she's talking about the Quo. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. Has anyone out there done the Quo? That would be interesting.
Yeah, it would.
If you've done Quo, if anybody's watching, tell us your experience. Because we did it, because we had it in our office and with the rep and everything, and we had a training day with it, and we did a bunch of girls who worked in our office, and they really bruised.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of going into skin a little bit. Best laser resurfacing treatment for someone with good skin for preventative measures, no scarring or anything, just maintenance. I honestly wouldn't recommend a laser resurfacing if you don't have anything that you're looking to resurface.
Get rid of.
Yeah. If you have good skin and you're just looking to prevent, go with we have a monthly skincare program that you get on, and you do a treatment every single month, and we have chemical peels, different lasers that aren't going to be so aggressive. There's really just there's no need if you've got good skin.
Yeah.
A laser resurfacing I would recommend for somebody that has maybe thicker skin, leathery, has built a lot of fine lines, wrinkles.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Clear and Brilliant. You just had a Clear and Brilliant.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I love it. It was my second one.
Yeah, it's a laser treatment, and it's like a baby CO2. That's kind of what they compared it to, like a baby Fraxel laser.
Because aren't they saying that if you do 5 Clear and Brilliants, that's equal to 1 CO2? Yeah.
And the downtime is not significant at all.
There's no downtime.
You're red that day,
and
then the next day your skin feels kind of sandpapery, but that's it. It's poking little teeny holes into the skin. The laser is. You can't see them. They're micro wounds, and when you do that, it stimulates collagen, elastin, so it makes your skin healthier, gets rid of any kind of light pigmentation. We don't do it a whole lot for pigmentation, but it can, but it really smooths out the skin pores.
Guys, going back to the neck question about the lines on the neck, so this is my second, I've never done CO2 on my neck. So when I did my first Clear and Brilliant laser a month ago, I asked the esthetician, Trish at Henderson, to do my neck. You guys, I cannot believe the difference in my 58-year-old neck with one treatment of that Clear and Brilliant. I'm not kidding you. It is phenomenal. So if any of you are having neck issues, because you know how we forget to sunscreen our necks our whole lives, right? Mm-hmm. And my neck was looking like shit. And she hit that one time, and she only did it on the medium setting.
Yeah.
And within 4 weeks, it's amazing.
Really, really good.
It's amazing.
Really
so when I went for my second one on Tuesday, I was like, girl, turn that thing up to high and hit my neck again.
Yep.
Because I'm loving it. I mean, it changed my neck in one treatment.
Yeah. It
It's
does.
crazy.
It's a great treatment. And the
And
side
it's
effects
Clear and Brilliant we're talking about.
Clear and Brilliant. There's not a lot of side effects. I haven't seen anything major at
No
all.
downtime.
We've had it for years.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been anything huge. Except for that day you're really red. So
I wasn't even that red.
really?
Just
Some
a little
people
pink.
are.
Yeah.
Some people
Like
tomatoes.
Martin gets really red.
Yeah.
Because he's really fair.
Yeah. There's a few of us who get pretty red.
Yeah. I'm pretty olivey, so I don't get
Somebody
that red.
said, I'm sorry, did you say 58? That number has to be incorrect.
Oh, bless you. No, I'm 58. I'm proud of it.
Somebody else did the décolleté and the neck and said it was amazing.
Yeah.
The Clear and Brilliant is one of our most popular treatments for people. People love it because even after you're supposed to, when we got trained, they said do 3 to see results, but people see it after 1. I mean,
Listen, I saw 4 weeks. This
Mm-hmm.
neck completely changed. Completely.
Yep.
And guys, Courtney mentioned our skincare program, and I just want to talk about that for 1 second. So the skincare program at Advanced Aesthetics, you pay $95 a month, and then you come in, and once a month you come in, and with that $95 you can get a lot of the things on the skincare menu, but for the bigger things like Clear and Brilliant or for microneedling with a PRP or things like that, you do pay a little upcharge. But even with the $95 and the upcharge, it's still much cheaper than you're going to find anywhere else in town. And our girls are so experienced and so amazing. And I tell all of my patients, being on the skincare program is like having a personal trainer for your face.
Right.
It's amazing. Those girls will get you on a schedule, and your face will look amazing. Mm-hmm. The reason my skin looks so good is because of you guys.
Yeah, the maintenance.
Yeah.
And maintaining, we have chemical peels, we have all different kinds of treatments depending on what you want. We even have facials on there, so if you just need a good deep clean. My favorite right now is Hydrafacial. Have you had one of those yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'm in there like every 3 weeks.
Really?
I'm like coming in early.
What is it? Tell me about it.
So a Hydrafacial is, it's just, we talked about it for years because everybody asked about it all the time, and I was like, it's not a laser, we're not going to try that. And they came in, I was the model for it, and I'm like, can we get 4 for each room? They're amazing.
It's what the stars do when they have an Oscar night.
Yes,
on
so if you
on
have
the day
a big
of.
event, it's great to do right before. So if you're getting married on Saturday, do it on Thursday, and your skin's going to be glowing. So it exfoliates lightly. It uses glycolic cells. So it kind of depends on what your skin type is. We have different boosters that we can put in there. So if you're really oily, we'll use more of a salicylic one, a little bit more
to dry a
aggressive
little
one.
bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to kind of if there's any bacteria or anything like that. But it works so good. It exfoliates, and it has this suction, but it's not crazy suction that it's going to hurt your skin at all. It pulls little blackheads right out, and then if we need to do any manual ones after, it's crazy. And then we could just go through. You gotta
do one on me.
Oh, I would love to. We could do it live.
Can I do it after the Clear and Brilliant, or do I not need it?
I would wait. Yeah, it's totally different. So a lot of people now are doing a Hydrafacial every month and still doing laser treatment because you can do both. I'd wait 2 weeks just to make sure.
I'll do one.
But yeah, we should.
And then I'll be able to talk about it.
I know it's so
fun.
And then after you can look and see what came out, and you see like little things in the skin.
Oh, gross.
Great. Yeah. And then we put serums on to hydrate, so you just walk out and your face is glowing, and it's amazing. It's booked up all the time.
Yeah, and you guys, it's perfect for the holiday season. Like if you're, when you're going to, when you're doing your parties and stuff, all your hholiday parties, just do one a couple days before.
About it.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm in there all the time with like towels, like trying to do it my own face. It's Hydrafacial, so it's wet. There's a lot of serums and stuff
going everywhere.
And it's great.
That's fun.
All right. We talked about resurfacing. Is any of my skincare going to decrease the lifespan of NT? Neurotoxin?
No, it's not.
Nope.
It's definitely not.
That. What is the best overall anti-aging skincare product? We get asked that all the time. I have 3 things. If you're not using, everybody gets too into getting like the same line, the same, I use this cleanser and all the products with it. Really, if you're using a vitamin C to protect any like free radicals, anything that's going to damage your skin, and it helps correct too. It helps brighten. Vitamin C, sunscreen. Sunscreen's number 1. You have to be using sunscreen, or else you're just going to keep getting damaged, and all these treatments that you do are going to be pointless. Sunscreen, vitamin C, and a retinoid, some kind of tretinoin, which that's a prescription strength, and we can get you that. Bernie can write that when you come in for your appointment. He can see you and get prescriptions for that. Retinol, we have that, and we actually sell that in the office. Skin Medica makes a great one. Oh, you have all of them right here.
So you guys, we're at my house, so I just ran to my bathroom and got all my shit. So what did you say first? You said vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
Here we go.
Yep. Oh, C for Rolex. So this is one of my favorites, and it hydrates too because it has the vitamin E in it.
Right.
So it's very hydrating. This is one of our top sellers.
Do we do this morning or night?
Morning.
Right.
Vitamin C's in the morning because they're protecting.
Right.
And retinol, do you have a retinol or retin-A? Do you use retinol?
I don't, you know, it's because I had the CO2 back in January, and then the summer was here, so I don't do it in the summer.
Yep.
And now I've been doing the Clear and Brilliant, so I'm not doing any retin-A.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't need
it
it
right now.
Yeah, no.
So retinol is a great thing to add in. Retinol, retin-A, kind of in that, anything in that family is really good. Only nighttime, because actually if it hits the sun, it doesn't work. So if you put it on, they go out in the sun, it doesn't work at all. And it's just irritating to your skin, so it's pointless. Yeah. He has HA5, which is one of our top sellers, a favorite product. It's very hydrating. It's hyaluronic acid, actually 5 different kinds of hyaluronic acid.
And it works around the clock, 24 hours.
Morning, night, in the middle of the day. Sometimes I put this on my face.
Yeah,
I use it like as a primer even. It has like almost some people don't like this, and so I always tell people before they buy it, it almost has a silicone-y feel. So if you don't like that, then you won't like it. Right. But I love it.
But there's no silicone in it, though.
No silicone. It's just the way that it feels. It reminds me of that.
It's very slippery.
Yeah, vitamin C. Ferulic is my holy grail. It is the best. And there's been so many studies on SkinCeuticals, vitamin C's, that they work so well. They're they're very effective. So going to Whole Foods and buying a vitamin C is not the same. Is this the molecules are different. It's not going to affect your skin the same way.
And guys, that what she just said is really important. You know, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to go to, you know, Neiman Marcus and I'm going to buy La Mer or something like that. Guys, don't be fooled by all of that stuff, all those expensive things, the hype. If you're gonna buy skincare, buy pharmaceutical grade skincare. The stuff in the department stores that costs a gazillion dollars is not the ticket.
And the whole trick behind that is because there's really not the laws for what we can say. We can say they're medical grade. That doesn't mean a whole lot, but what it means to us in the business of it is they've been clinically tested. So they've done scientific studies. They've done a lot of research that shows they work. So you might be able to find a vitamin C that works just as good, but how would you know? Because they haven't tested it.
That's
so you just don't really know. And so that's why we sell these, you know, Skin Medica and SkinCeuticals, Obagi, these products that we know really, really work. And they're not crazy expensive. No, and then this is actually on sale this month. This is 20% off. Oh, I didn't get the Julie, she was going to text me the price because it's very expensive. But now that I've started using it, I can't stop. It's oh, why does it keep doing that? I hope it's not.
Can you see us, you guys? Are we still on?
Yeah, they're commenting. I think so. Yeah, maybe it just wants to go to bed. Thinks it's time to go. It is time. That's our warning. I taught it to do that. Yeah, this is TNS Advanced Serum. So it's a growth factor product. Oh, they can see us. Yes. Yeah. And it just makes your skin look really healthy. That's the easiest way to explain it. It helps significantly improves laxity, which there's no product that does that. Right. I mean, it's really incredible.
When you put that on, you feel it tighten in your face.
It's so good.
I love that stuff.
So good. So this is a top. We love this one. It has no scent. It has a double pump. The old one had like a red antioxidant side, and it was really irritating to some people. I couldn't use it. The smell was
a little off-putting.
It wasn't great. Some people love it, and it works really well still, but they're actually discontinuing it. This is going to be the next.
The next line.
And it's really cool. Off.
Let's show it. It's
I think I have a thing.
Can you see me? Wait. So it comes out into like there's a clear and then a cream at the same time. It's like 2 products come out of the little squirter at once, and then you just dab your finger like that, and then you just put it everywhere on your face. I love this stuff.
Will it help melasma? Hey, Steph. It's my friend from high school. I was my best friend in high school. All the way from Arizona. Will this help melasma?
No. Talk about melasma. It's a big thing here in Las Vegas.
Melasma is very, very hard. That's one of the harder things to treat. Products that you'd use for that would be hydroquinone. You wouldn't go on that long term. You'd go on it for 6 months and then go off for a few months.
And hydroquinone does what? It bleaches, right?
It just lightens it makes it so the melanin can't come to the surface, so it kind of stops it. So you can't stop melasma. It's going to happen if you're prone to it. I'm prone to it. I get on my forehead sometimes. I have flare-ups, and it's hormonal. It's caused by hormones. It's made worse by sun, heat. There's a couple other things that sometimes can trigger it. But it's called the pregnancy mask sometimes because a lot of women get it while pregnant. You see like these marks, lip, forehead, sometimes the cheeks like right through here. But the way you know it's melasma and not pigment is if it's even. So if you look and it looks like a mask.
It's bilateral. It's on both sides.
Yeah, it will be on both sides of the forehead. It will be on both sides here. It might be worse on one side because you might drive on the side. But sunscreen is going to be the biggest thing. Vitamin C is going to help actually. Hydroquinone off and on. Litera, Skin Medica makes Litera. It's not like hydroquinone. It's not going to do the same things, but it brightens. So I found it does help a little bit with that. As far as
Are
treatments,
there any lasers that can?
lasers are hard because they're
It's
hot.
heat. Yeah.
Yeah. So IPL is it's a no except for I'll do it on somebody like one time. If they've got a lot of other pigment around, I'll do that and try to keep some ice on it or some cold air blowing on it when I do that, but not continuously, or it will get darker.
Yeah.
I've seen it get darker, and it's and it sucks because then you have to go kind of step back and figure it out. But so no photofacial. The Spectra is a laser and it gets hot, but for some reason the depth that laser goes, and maybe it's the wavelength that it goes in, it can help. So we can do that. That helps. The VI peel helps a ton. That's a chemical peel. Stephanie, you've had that, right? The VI peel out in Arizona, we've talked about that. That one works really, really good. I think she said that. It's your fault for making you go to the tanning bed when we were teenagers. I did go to the tanning bed.
Who didn't?
We loved the tanning bed.
Who didn't? I know, me too. It was a sport, right?
We're all paying
Who could
for
get
it.
the darkest?
Oh yeah, the little sticker on there.
And now we're trying to get it all off. Yeah.
And now look at us.
Yeah. Did you talk about sunscreen being one of your favorite
and sunscreen is the main thing. If you're gonna do one thing, just do sunscreen.
Exactly.
Because then you're gonna help prevent anything else. And the sunscreen in your makeup doesn't count, the 15. So if you're out in the sun at all, you need a real sunscreen. Tizo, this is the one you use?
Yeah.
Is it the tinted? Yeah, tinted. It's so good. It's very, very hydrating. Kind of gives like a dewy look.
Yeah.
If you're not into the dewy look. Skin Ceuticals, that Physical Fusion is really light and also has a tint. That one's really, really good too.
I like this because
everyone
a
went
lot
to
of
tanning
zinc.
beds. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're all
guilty.
Everyone from the age of like 30 to
yeah, exactly.
35.
Yeah, I grew up in Virginia Beach, and so being in a beach town, whenever like as soon as April comes, you're competing to who gets dark first.
Yeah.
So
burning the heck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she said she did lots of VI pills and they helped. Yeah.
Oh good.
We've seen those help significantly.
Yeah, for melasma.
And you just have to know you're going to treat it forever. You're not going to come in and it's not going to go away. So we'll just have to work at it and help you do stuff. Microneedling, she asked about. Microneedling, I wouldn't strongly recommend for. It can, and I've heard that and I've seen that, but I've also seen it make it worse a little bit. Just the trauma.
Yeah.
So, on myself, actually.
There's a really great new thing. Is it called muesli? This new melasma treatment. Have you seen that?
Is it on Instagram? Like an ad?
I've been seeing ads for this. Is it legit?
I don't know. It's one of those like subscription things.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I need to look that up.
I'm always so cautious of those because it's just a lot. But now they have this one that somebody was telling me about. You go on, you actually meet with a doctor, and they can do prescriptions and stuff. So some of this stuff is legit. It's getting really legit. Yeah. Did you say photofacial is a no-no for melasma? I had 2 done recommended in your office for melasma. Yeah, we can. If there's pigment around it, and you absolutely can have it done, it's just probably not going to help the melasma. But if the esthetician said that it's safe and wants to do it, because I will. I've done it on people lots of times. It's just one of those, you don't want to continuously do them. You don't want to have one once a month for the rest of your life. It'll probably make it worse. Yeah. Probably. But again, it hasn't been around forever. IPL is one of the first lasers. Well, it's not even laser, it's a light. But it's kind of one of the first cosmetic treatments used for this kind of stuff. And so that kind of came later. I remember doing photofacials on melasma and not realizing it until, I don't know, it was probably 2010 when it was like, oh, hey, that's actually going to make it worse. It can make it worse. It's not going to. Yeah. So I definitely do it on patients, especially if they come in and have a lot of other pigment. I'll do a photofacial just to pull that and keep that cool. So you probably don't even know, but the esthetician's probably keeping.
So what you're saying is you'll do the rest of the face, but not the place that has the melasma.
I'll probably still hit there because you can get that pigment right over the top and pull off that surface pigment, and then she'll switch it to something else. Okay. Yeah. So I'll do it or like put the air on it, make it cold, hold it longer. Some of the lasers have a cold tip, so if you hold it, it gets colder, so you're not pulling all that heat.
Okay. Cool.
So there's a reason they're doing it, especially if it's with us. I trust. I mean, our girls.
Yeah, if you're with a really good esthetician that knows what they're doing, they're not gonna.
I wouldn't just go somewhere and get a photofacial, but our girls are. Everybody would do really good at that.
So experienced.
Yeah. Growth. So we talked about this product. The TNS is on sale. The Botox Giveaway. If you want to be a part of the Botox Giveaway, go to our bio in Instagram. Click on the link. From that link, click on Instagram Live. Fill out the survey, and you'll be entered to win. And I'll probably draw that. Well, maybe tomorrow. Yeah. We'll draw it tomorrow.
Oh, we're giving away a TNS too.
Oh yeah, and we're giving away one of these too.
You guys are gonna if you win this, you're gonna be the happiest girl in the world. This stuff is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, Erin. You're with somebody safe, I promise. Is it me? All right, and then let's see. Want to go over specials? I think I have the picture of it.
Let's see.
Just really fast. Oh, yeah, I don't know why it does it so big like that. I'm just figuring out the picture thing. So we have a special this month for filler. It's $50 off of Juvederm or Volbella. And where does that go?
So Juvederm usually for the lips, and Volbella usually in the lines around the lip. Volbella is a very, very thin filler.
So like the lines that go like this? Okay.
The smoker line. So
Okay.
Volbella is one of the sort of most liquidy fillers that we have. It's not very thick. It has a water-like consistency, so we like to use it in very fine lines.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
Perfect.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
There's $50 off of that this month with any injector. $100 off of Voluma. Where does that go?
Voluma usually for the cheek.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting cheeks and lips, you're going to save $150, right?
Yeah. Perfect deal.
And then we have always a $50 intro treatment. So if you have not been in and gotten skincare done, we have Photofacial, a modified Jesner chemical peel, which is very, very light.
I love that thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Very light. You might peel, you might not. And it's just a really good exfoliation. Gets the dead off.
Fantastic.
Dermaplaning or a microderm for $50 your first time in. So if you haven't
That's crazy.
a photofacial
that's nothing.
for $50.
You guys, that's practically free.
Yeah, it's winter, so photofacial, most people need a photofacial. If you're a lighter skin type 3, which means you've got lighter skin, come in for that, and you've got pigment. Everybody has pigment. That's the thing, especially living here.
Yeah.
Even if you don't see it, we can probably see it and pull it up. Laser can probably see it.
Yeah.
So great treatment. Yeah, photofacial is great for pigmentation. Modified Jesner is great for texture, just brightening the skin and overall. I've actually seen modified Jesner help melasma too. So that's a good one for any kind of pigment as well. Dermaplaning.
And there's no heat involved, which is great.
Right, no heat. I've never seen it make it worse.
Yeah.
Dermaplaning is we use a little blade, gets all the fine med spa, or the med spa. I'm reading her. What if I've been to the med spa?
How can you even see
I don't
that?
know, but I was looking at it and I read it. Gets all the fine hair.
Your
I do
eyes
lashes.
are unbelievable.
Yeah, they have to. What if I've been to the med spa for Botox but never facials? Then that counts as your first visit. The 50.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so of that, you can come in for a consultation first. Megan does all of our consults, and she's amazing. So she'll recommend a treatment probably for you, and if she's unsure, she'll come grab one of us. And she does all that. She knows about all of the things. She covers.
What's so cool at our office, I love how, like, if I don't know something, I'll go grab you.
Yeah,
if you don't know something, you'll go grab Mary.
Yeah.
You know, we always just grab each other. If we don't know the answer to something, we're like, wait a minute, I'll find out.
Yes.
You know?
It's so great.
And nobody's like trying to, if we don't know something, come up with it on the fly. You know, we go, let me find that out because I don't know the answer to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or a second opinion. That happens a lot with you guys and with us. All the time pulling in another esthetician. What would you...
Yeah, or I pull in another injector. Yeah.
We want to be as safe as possible, or
Safety always.
Yep. We turn down... Okay, Megan, I'm coming for you. Perfect. Yeah. I think it's a quick... she'll go over everything, too. Injectables or whatever you want to cover. And then also, I wanted to talk about...
Look, somebody's saying, I volunteer my face if you need...
For a demo. That's Stephanie. That's my high school friend.
Perfect.
I know. We should. Come down here. We'll do a VIP or something.
Here's one. Are you both only at the Rainbow office?
I'm only at the Rainbow office. I actually only take patients on Monday. Yeah. And then you're
because she's doing so much social media now for us, so she's backing off the esthetician stuff. But I am at the Henderson office on Tuesdays, and I'm at the Rainbow office on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and every other Sunday. So Mary, the owner, and I, we do every other Sunday at the Rainbow office, and it's really cool.
That's
it's very
a fun
low
day.
key.
I know.
Sundays are great.
Yeah.
So if you guys have Sundays free and you want to just have kind of, you know, it's not as busy and hectic in the office. It's just really laid back.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody, all of our estheticians, and you can probably say this about your injectors too. Maybe it's a little bit different. We all work together. So all the treatments, if I do a treatment, they're going to do it the same as I'm going to do it. We learn the treatments together. We kind of, there's a protocol
Train
for
together.
everything.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get a different treatment when you come in. Now, of course, there's little, you bond with somebody and you want to stick with somebody, but there's no competition.
Yeah.
The clients go between all of us all the time. It's no big deal.
And nobody gets commission, and there's none of that craziness going on. We just all get paid our wage, and that's it.
Yep. It's fun. It's a very good place to go.
And sometimes I feel like, I'm afraid because, I worked on QVC for 6 years. So sometimes I'm afraid, like when I'm talking about products, that people think I'm trying to sell them stuff. Yeah. But I'm not. I'm just so excited about good stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't, we don't get anything to talk about these products. We're not from the company, not from our boss, anything. It's what we use and we love it, and we're just sharing the good news.
How much vitamin C at your office? I don't know. I can't even guess, actually.
How much vitamin C at your office? What does that mean?
I'm guessing how much it costs.
Oh, how much is it?
It's like $160 or something like that.
This little bottle?
something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
expensive, but it lasts a really long time.
Yeah.
And just in the mornings, a couple drops. It tells you
Yeah.
to do like 5 drops. You do not need 5 drops.
Oh, really? That's what I've been doing.
You don't need it.
Okay.
It's just enough to get your face a little
Covered.
bit, covered, and
Okay.
then that's it. You don't have to if you're rubbing it in, it's too much. You just don't need it. And it stays in the skin for a very long time. So if you're really tight, I worked for a dermatologist who studied products. Jen Marina, she was like a researcher for them. And she said vitamin C stays in the skin so long, you can actually skip a day, do like 2 weeks of every day, and then skip a day because it stays in.
Wow.
So I remember her telling me that, and I've always thought of that. So if you,
How
some people
cool.
you're not gonna get the E benefits as much, the vitamin
Right.
E, because it's
Yeah.
not as hydrating. But if you really want to still have the benefits, on these good vitamin C's, she said specifically SkinCeuticals, you can skip a day. So
wow, cool.
I've never seen that written anywhere, but I trusted her, and she was amazing.
Yeah, I believe that too. It makes
Laguna,
sense.
yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of your job, guys? I want to know about you two now.
Aww. Oh, that's really sweet. You go first.
I think like talking with
Yeah.
people and helping people and make people feel good.
Yeah.
It's hard because a lot of people come in nowadays and want to look different. They come in and want to, look like a different person. But really it's about restoring and keeping yourself looking good and feeling good.
Yeah. What I love about my job is it's going to piggyback on what she just said, is that I love to encourage people. My favorite word in life is kindness, and when people come into my room, I want to make them feel beautiful, whether I do something on them or not. I want people to know that they're perfect and they're fine, whether I do something or not. And I love to just give people a boost, and that's what I love about my job, because I feel like I get to do that every day.
Oh, that's very sweet. I love that.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Somebody wants to know how your hand is.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's great. Look I can do everything, and I'm injecting with this thumb now. I don't know if any of you guys knew this, but when I hurt my hand, I severed the tendon to this thumb. So this thumb was just hanging off, and 2 nerves to the thumb. But the doctor, Courtney was right there when it happened. She filmed it. You filmed it.
Did. Is it funny yet?
No.
Okay.
I still can't watch it. It's awful.
Okay.
Anyway, the doctor sewed me back together, and I can use my thumb, and I'm injecting with this hand again. But for 3 months, I injected with my left hand, and nobody knew the difference.
Now he can go between. And
now I can do both hands. It's really cool.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, but thank you for asking. That's very kind. I appreciate it.
It was very traumatic.
It was really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was, freak accident, if you don't know. It was a total freak thing.
Accident.
Hit a glass.
I had my eyes closed and playing the bongos, and somebody walked over with a wine glass, and I slapped the wine glass, and it shattered and destroyed my thumb. Yeah. It was crazy.
A lot of glass.
And Miss Courtney caught it all on film.
I did. I didn't mean to. I happened to be filming.
She was filming because I was rapping.
Yeah, and
the white boy was rapping.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is so good. Look at where he go. Look at him go. And it was just, it was a lot. But thank you guys so much. Okay, I'll look through these questions really fast. This is a good question. She asked this in the questions too. So this is Tiffany. Tiffany Page. I recognize that name.
What's it say?
What do you guys think makes a great nurse injector, and what's the favorite part of your job? We already answered that. So what makes a good? We actually have courses, and Bernie co-teaches those courses, and there's going to be one hopefully at the beginning of the year next year. We're kind of talking about dates and whatnot. But there's a class that they do that they put on, and they teach the injections, and it's kind of the basic 101
for Botox and fillers.
Botox and filler, and it's a really great course. I've sat in through it a bunch
Several
of times now,
yeah.
and it's really, you learn a lot, and they kind of start at the beginning. And what takes a great nurse injector? I mean, we've seen a lot of people come through there, but go ahead.
What I think makes a great injector, whether nurse or PA or physician, anybody, you just have to have a great love of the human face. And you have to understand the human face. You have to understand what makes beauty and what makes ugly. And you have to know how to approach every face as an individual face and how to make it better. And if you don't have an eye for what beauty is and what ugly is, then you are not meant to be an injector. And I know injectors that don't have an eye.
Right.
So don't do it.
Yeah, because when they walk in and say, I want bigger lips, and you say, okay, and plump, what if they didn't need that? Now,
exactly.
Yeah, doesn't
No, you have to be an artist, and you have to be a medical person at the same time. So that's what makes a good injector, an artist and a medical person.
And what else I've seen come through there is people that want to do it just on the side, people who are like, oh, I'm a nurse, but I want to do it on the side. It's not going to happen. You have to be passionate. You
Yeah.
have to have that artistic eye, but you have to really want to be in this industry, and then they're successful. The ones who have been. I mean, we just hired. We can say that, right? We just hired somebody that took the course that was just super passionate, very, very good, and she's awesome. And she'll start shortly.
Yeah.
So you'll find out more info on her, and she's awesome.
Yeah, she's gonna be amazing. But you just gotta be an artist, gotta be medically based, safety. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll put all of these questions. Oh, sorry. There's a ton of just kind of random questions, but
Let's see if we can get it. Or do you want to stop?
No, we can. What product brand is used during the facials? Hydrafacial. We have a variety for the facials, so we use a lot of different brands. A lot of the brands we use: Skin Medica, SkinCeuticals, Glow Therapeutics. We use those peels, some of the masks from there. Different lines. We don't have one line that we use. Hydrafacial, we use the Hydrafacial products. And then, somebody just told me what the price is. Oh, there's Julie. That's our office manager, Julie. The TNS Plus is $292, and this month it's $234 with 20% off.
Okay.
That's
So guys, what we're
great
talking about is
savings.
this big bottle here. This is going to be $234 with your 20% off. Okay. So it starts at $292, but you're going to get 20% off. So it's going to be $234. It's a great gift for yourself. Do it if you can manage it in the budget. It's really worth it.
How soon can I get fillers
Thank you,
after
Julie.
having a baby? Thanks, Julie.
So if you are breastfeeding, we will not inject you. If you are breastfeeding, we don't do any fillers on pregnancy or while you're breastfeeding.
Perfect. All right. That was kind of more. What's the best facial for hormonal teen girls? I would book somebody for the custom facial and have the esthetician look.
Yeah.
Just to determine if, you think it's hormonal or if there's something topically that she could be doing different, or he, did we say teen girls? Yeah. I would just come in and book a custom facial. Yeah. And that way the esthetician can look and, put some acid on there if they need to, or nothing scary, especially a teenager. Salicylic acid is very gentle, but great for acne.
Yeah.
So they get you on a protocol. We've had a lot of teens in lately.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. And they need it. My daughter included. It's just kind of, they go through that hormonal stage and come in. All right, guys. Well, I guess that wraps it up. To enter the Botox giveaway, go to our profile, click on the link, click on Instagram Live, and fill out the survey, and then you'll be entered.
Yay.
Anything else?
No, just, thank you guys so much for watching. We Courtney and I, we have so much fun doing these things, and we're going to, try to do them more often and have really great topics. And
we're going to do your Hydrafacial live.
Okay, we'll do a Hydrafacial live, and we have to talk about Sculptra.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll book that.
It's really, really a cool thing.
Yep. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.